Hi, everybody. This is Steve Maggi from SMA Law Firm. Welcome to a new episode of Building the Bridge. And I have the extreme honor of being here with my colleague Vitoria Nabas, who's based in the UK. She's an amazing immigration lawyer, and she does immigration all through Europe. So I want to talk about now post-Brexit, because people are looking at citizenship, maybe becoming citizens in other countries. Like I know there was a big move for people to start moving to Portugal, for example, and there's other countries that offer citizenship through investment, for example. So can you tell us more about getting European citizenship, including UK, but also EU?
Hello, Steve. Thank you so much for having me here. It's a pleasure to be in your program. Yes, it has been so amazing these last years where there's a shift on the clientele asking about citizenship. So we used to have a lot of Americans, I would say the whole America clients looking for European citizenship to move to UK. So I had American clients that were descendants from Italians, Portuguese, Brazilians, Argentina, anyone that wanted to have European citizenship to move to UK. And then suddenly, nowadays, I have British clients that want European citizenship to be able to, of course, use Europe in the sense of not having to be in the queue or having to be like with the limit of days there. So we work with citizenships in all Europe. From we do from Poland to France, Portugal, Spain, Italy, Germany. So we have a basic amount of lawyers that work with us in the whole Europe to help with citizenships. And of course, UK. That's where I'm based, and that's where is my bread and butter. And it's very interesting that people are getting more and more like international and having 2 passports or 3 passports or whatever number you can. It's so much interesting nowadays. You can travel easier. You can have less restrictions of living in other countries, or you can opt to live. That's it. Just like, oh, I'm not really happy here, or I would like to try something. And it's important also you think that maybe it's not for you, but for further generation, for your kids.
Right.
Because I will give an example. When I did my European citizenship, because my family is originally from Europe, but I was born in Latin America, I remember that my parents never thought about that, and took me really long time and a lot of effort to do it, when in reality, if they have done, would be much easier. So sometimes people should think this not only for themselves, but for their kids, for a future generation that could be able to use in the future. So we've been working very hard nowadays with European citizenship, not only for Latin Americans or Americans, but also for British that want to have citizenship to use Europe as another kind of plan B in their lives.
Yeah.
And you said correct. There are citizenships and there are citizenships by investment that are something else.
Whereas I'm from Argentina, and traditionally what we would do is get passports through our parents or our grandparents, or depending on the country, maybe great grandparents, but you needed a family connection. And now I would imagine for UK citizens, who obviously a lot of them have been, their families have been in the UK for hundreds of years, the only way to do it is not through family, but through investment or some other means. And whereas they used to be able to just go to Europe and reside in any of the EU countries, those doors are now closed. So they have to look for other ways. So this must have opened a lot of avenues for you to do work for people who are going in both directions, right?
Completely, you're so right. But there are some British that are descendants, like you said, you're Argentine and you have parents and grandparents. Me too. I'm Brazilian by birth, but I have grandparents that were Europeans, so I was able to get European citizenship. There are British that came to here, like the family came to here in the First World War or Second World War. Okay. So they are sometimes first or second generation born here. And these are some of the clients we have that they never did anything. They never thought about doing it. Some of them do not speak the language of the country, but it's not necessary in reality. And we just go back to their parents, grandparents, great-grandparents to get the documentation. And the others that don't have any absolutely links to Europe, because they are hundreds and hundreds of years based in UK, then would be the citizenship by investment. That is the easiest one to get from Europe.
Wow, so complex. You're always, one thing I've always respected about you, Vitoria, is you always find a positive spin on even on chaotic things. And I guess being from Latin America, we have chaos all the time, so we have to do that. But what I would ask is, how do people get in touch with you now if they're thinking of getting a second passport or a third passport, which is now in vogue, but also necessary for a lot of people who want to change where they live or maybe open a door for their children or future generations? How do they get in touch with you?
Well, you can contact us via telephone or via email. We always prefer the email because I can set up a talk with you by like a chat, by Zoom or Skype or telephone, the best way you prefer. And I always stress the fact that I speak Spanish and Portuguese fluent. We have other members of our team that speaks other languages. And you are right, being from Latin America, we have to be optimistic because over the years, with so much like issues we have there, we always have to find solutions. And this is what I try to do. I try to help clients to find solutions. And if I could help anyone to get a second citizenship or a third, whoever, I would be absolutely delighted to do it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for your time and for your knowledge and for what you do.
Thank you so much for having me here. It's always a pleasure.